What is up, car addicts? So finally, after a year and a half since trailer 1 for GTA 6, and an unfortunate recent delay announcement for May 26, 2026 instead of the 2025 year that they had originally stated in trailer 1, we have finally gotten trailer 2 literally out of nowhere, and we also have a new GTA 6 website as well with about 50 screenshots of the game and information about the locations and characters as well. So in this video, we're going to be focusing on the trailer breakdown itself, and then in the next video, we'll be breaking down the screenshots from the websites and the information as well. So starting off in the opening scene right here, we have a look at the Leonida Keys, and of course this is a reference to the Florida Keys, looking incredible right here. The color of the water, the rock work, the houses, the NPCs fishing, the flamingos, the boats, I mean it just all looks incredible, just tons of stuff going on. And we of course have the blimp in the distance, referencing the real life Fat Albert blimp in the Keys, used for border patrol for the monitoring of drug smuggling and illegal immigration. We of course saw that in the GTA 6 trailer 1 as well. In the next shot, we get a look at Jason's house, which we now know his full name is Jason DeVol. This house is in the Leonida Keys, which we now know that's the confirmed name of this location based on the GTA 6 website. And of course his car, which we've seen in the original artwork for the GTA 6 trailer. It has a Vapid logo stamped on the back of it, again confirming that it's not based on the Chevelle Picador from GTA 5. It is not in the Chevelle brand, so it's instead based on the Ford Ranchero. I'm not sure what the name of this car is going to be yet. We can sort of see the name in like cursive here on the front fender, but it's too blurry to read, unfortunately, and even in later scenes in the trailer we still can't see it either, still too blurry, but we know it's a Vapid something. Anyway, we also have another car on the left here, seems to be a 1950s Cadillac based classic car with the rust all over it and stuff. We also have an iguana as well crawling along there. And on the right side of the car, we see a fallen palm leaf, which is just insane levels of detail there. Continuing, we got our introduction of Brian Heder, which we now know from the GTA 6 website that he's a drug runner and a loan shark in the Keys, and he's letting Jason live in that house for free as long as he helps with local shakedowns. So he pulls up in the Vapid car. Kara, of course, making a return from GTA 5, obviously based on the second-gen Ford Raptor with a very cool livery on the hood, referencing the Ford Raptor font in real life. Just very cool. The new wheels, even new off-road tire tread pattern, which looks great, and even a raccoon in the background sticking out of the trash cans. Just awesome detail. We then cut to Jason on the roof of the house fixing a water leak, and then he comes down from the ladder and we get a better look at his physique. He's definitely jacked, and the detail here is just incredible with the hair on his chest and even the sweat on his body as well. Just incredible detail. I'm going to say incredible detail a lot in this breakdown, but it's true. It's a lot of detail that Rockstar has given to this game. And from the GTA 6 website, we know that he actually was in the army in his teenage years, and now he lives in the Keys working for local drug runners. Now in this scene, Brian is telling Jason to go get him his money, so then Jason then leaves the house, gets in his car, and we see him driving through the neighborhood, and there's even working mirrors in this car, as you can see, so very detailed, the reflections as well, and a neighbor flirting with him as he's leaving, and the neighbor has like a pink Penumbra there with some wild livery on it, also returning from GTA 5, the Penumbra. He then goes to a store to get Brian's money. Not really much to see in the scene, but we do see a hookah on the right here. Continuing, Jason is making his way to the city. We see two guys sitting on the back of a truck here in front of him, which is awesome, adding a lot more of the realism of what's often seen with pickup truck owners. We also see surrounding a lot of like construction guys, just NPCs always doing something in the background of every single scene. On the left, we have an updated Bravado Bison being based on the 5th generation Ram 1500, and it's pulling a jet ski. Now this jet ski seems to be based on a newer Sea-Doo model. It has the same details, shape, speakers, etc. Just super detailed, and I'm glad we just don't have the same generic copy-paste Sea-Shark like we did in GTA 5 with just different colors. In the front of that, we see the original GTA 5 Coquette making a return, which I'm really happy about. And in front of that, we see what seems to be a new Declasse Granger model based on the 10th gen Chevy Suburban. And of course the highway signs directing us to either the Vice City International Airport, of course a reference to the Miami International Airport, or Ambrosia, which I guess is like a new county or city or something. We also see downtown in the center, and to the right we see Southside Peacock Bay. Jason is then working out at Muscle Beach on Ocean Drive, benching a good amount there, and he even has the AirPods in as well. He then goes to the store to get some beer, kind of a weird transition to go from working out to getting beer, but you'll see why here in a second. And we do see the Leonida Lottery stand there on the left, so it's going to be interesting to see if we can actually participate in playing the lottery in GTA 6. And on the right, we have an ATM with a cat on top of it on the right. Jason then walks outside where there's a homeless guy sitting there asking for money. His car also has mismatched panels as well. Continuing, we have a cop bus scene, and we see the Metro Rail in action there above. The cop car is of course based on the Miami Police Ford Tauruses. And an undercover Vapid Stanier cop car as well, based of course on the Crown Vic. Jason then makes it to the prison, where he picks up Lucia, and we get their full names revealed, so Lucia Caminos and Jason Duvall. The guard then makes a comment saying if he's seen Jason before, which is possibly referencing that Jason has been possibly in prison before in the past, or maybe he's just visited Lucia a lot. We don't really know for sure. Lucia then walks out of prison to reunite with Jason. However, we do see an ankle monitor on her, meaning that she's on probation. They then have a spicy moment, and then we get a fun montage of them robbing various places. So Lucia here in her disguise with a mask with some glasses on, showing some great reflection detail. The first place shown that they rob is a bank. Obviously that's probably not going to be the first place they rob. That's a bit too extreme. Rockstar is definitely putting these out of order. They get some more spicy scenes, and then toasting at a bar with some beer, possibly the beer Jason went to get from the store earlier. And then they sit at a dock where we see some of the awesome detail on this boat on the left, and some great reflections as well. A yacht in the background too. Just a lot of NPC activity constantly in the background. Basically every scene, there's always something going on, whether it's an NPC, an animal, foliage, just various things going on. It just makes the game just feel so much more lively. We then get a look at Brian's hangar where he does his drug smuggling. We see Jason and a first look at his friend Cal Hampton loading up some product on a seaplane. From the GTA 6 website, we see that Cal Hampton is again Jason's friend and associate, and he feels safest at home snooping on the Coast Guard comms and some private browser tabs open as well. So it seems like he's probably going to be like the new Lester from GTA 5, maybe possibly something a bit less extreme, because Lester did have a lot of connections. Maybe he has some, but not as much. We're going to have to wait and see. We then cut to Lucia doing some community service, picking up trash, because again, we saw the ankle monitor earlier. She is on probation. We are then back at Jason's house. He has a pet snake here on the left, which is pretty cool. Moving along, we see Cal, Jason, and Lucia celebrating at a bar, which could be a reference to her getting out of prison, or maybe they successfully robbed something, but that's most likely just them celebrating her getting out of prison. We then see Lucia and Jason on a yacht, possibly doing a mission. I doubt it's just for fun. They then go to the 919 nightclub. Jason then visits some guys asking if there's cops in the building. Jason then helps Lucia jump out of a window. We then see the cops raiding a building, and this main cop right here, which they show in two different scenes, so it seems like this guy's going to play an important role in the story. Maybe he's like a specific detective or a chief, who knows. Jason is then seen shooting out of the Gauntlet Hellfire on Ocean Drive, which is pretty cool. We then get our introduction of Bay Lux, who's part of the influencer sort of like duo called Real Dimes, which are rappers with a large social media following. We also see the Metro Rail above here as well. Unfortunately, I can't tell what this convertible car is behind her, but the interior seems to have some decent detail. We then cut to Jason beating up a guy outside a motel. And on the left here, we see another new Bravado truck model based on the second-gen Dodge Ram. Continuing, we see Lucia in a fighting ring of some sort, possibly doing that for extra money, so it could be like cool side missions. Moving along, we see this awesome shot of Lucia blowing up cop cars with a grenade launcher. And of course, the damage detail on the vehicle she's shooting out of too is pretty insane. But anyway, she's blowing up a riot van returning from GTA 5, a Buffalo STX cop car, and a new Vapid SUV cop car based on the Ford Explorer. We then get a look at Draquan Priest, who's the owner of the record company Only Raw Records. He's wearing a Manatees football jersey in reference to the Miami Dolphins jersey from real life. We then see Lucia fighting a woman on the landing gear of a plane, which is just insane. The detail of that landing gear, too, is just incredible. Moving along, we see another new Bravado truck pulling a safe. So the Bravado truck itself is based on the 5th gen Ram 3500 dually, which is awesome. And this scene, a lot of people are saying it's in reference to the Fast 5 safe scene, but that safe was massive and it involved multiple cars. I think this one is based more on the Dukes of Hazzard movie scene where they're dragging a safe roughly the same size as this one with a large truck. Very cool reference there. We get some more spicy scenes, of course. Many spicy scenes in this trailer with Jason and Lucia. Some influencers at the club. And then this really cool Ocean Drive car shot, which I love. We see a newer Benefactor Shafter model here at the front with some wild-looking wheels, which apparently is a thing in real life called swanger wheels. I didn't know that was a thing, but anyway. We then see a new Pegassi supercar, obviously based on the Lamborghini Aventador. We did see this in trailer 1 as well. Behind that, we see the Bravado Banshee, used both in GTA 4 and 5. The Pfister Growler making a return from GTA 5. And finally, an updated Phoenix based on a 1977 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am. Moving a bit further in the same scene, we see an updated Obey Tailgater. The Windsor drop behind that as well, returning from GTA 5. And behind the Lambo, we see the front end of the Emperor Vector also making a return from GTA 5. We then cut to another club with dancers on top of the roofs, just wild Miami things. The inside of a strip club called the Jack of Hearts Club. We then cut to Jason's house where there's a commercial for ammunition. And in his room here you can see a PS4 controller on the left and a PS5 sitting there right next to the TV. And just the reflection off the picture from there on the left is amazing as well. Lucia then returns from community service, waking up Jason. And then we get a look at his house again and the front of that PS4 controller. We then get a Buzzard helicopter flying over the Everglades, which we now know is called the Grass Rivers. And just look at the detail of the instruments in this heli, the airboat it's chasing, and the water effects behind it as well. Just incredible. Then Jason and Lucia on a Sea Shark, which that one seems to be based on a Sea-Doo Spark, so a different jet ski compared to the model we saw earlier on the trailer. And some yachts in the background, so NPCs are everywhere on the water too, not just on the streets, yachts and boats and stuff like that. Jason is then riding a chopper motorcycle, and the look and the detail of this thing is just really great. You could even see the lines on the headlight lens, just like a real life motorcycle headlight. It's just insane to me. And we of course see the seaplane above him, and then he was using that chopper to go and steal a car off the back of a truck. And that car that he's stealing is the Pegassi Tempesta, making a return from GTA 5 as well. Another spicy scene in between that, and then a police heli chasing a boat with Jason and Lucia kind of fighting them off. And this heli is of course a reference to the Miami-Dade police helicopters. So I guess Vice Dale is the GTA parody of Miami-Dade in real life. We then have a shootout with a Pfister Astron and Jason jumping on the back of a convertible car that Lucia is driving. Just tons of action going on. We go back to Brian's hangar with Cal, and then it ends with Jason and Lucia driving off into the sunset and with a Class A Tulip, which the Class A Tulip was the car we saw in trailer 1. And next to the Tulip, just to kind of mention here, we do see a brand new sedan as well. That one seems to be based on an Infiniti Q45. Anyway, they of course drive off into the sunset, and then the trailer ends with the release date, the official release, delayed release date of May 26, 2026. So about a year away from now, roughly. So I mean, not too terrible when you think about it, even though we were supposed to get it like late 2025-ish. So if you really think about it, it's roughly what, like a 6-7 month delay. It's not too bad when you think about it that way. So yeah, what I found very cool though is how they state that this was actually captured on PS5, the trailer footage. So that's just incredible that they're able to run a game like this on these consoles that well. And again, confirming that this game will not be initially available on PC at launch, just like GTA 5. It will only be initially available on PS5 and Xbox Series X/S. But anyway, yeah, a wild trailer for sure. Definitely a lot going on. Not as many cars as trailer 1, but this one focuses a lot more on the story of Jason and Lucia, and I'm really liking it. The Bonnie and Clyde style duo seems like it's going to be a ton of fun to experience, going back and forth between Jason and Lucia. And of course, in this amazingly detailed world that Rockstar has created, it's just going to be an incredible game. And then of course, GTA 6 Online is going to be insane as well with that map. It's just going to be a very good game. We've waited over a decade for it, and I know it's a long time, but I think it's going to be worth it for sure. So remember that we also do have the 50 screenshots and some info from the GTA 6 website, so I'll be making a separate video on that as well, as there's a lot to cover there as well, locations, characters, and stuff like that. So yeah, thanks again for watching, guys. Hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.